Independent investigations by journalist Nick Shirley in early 2026 have alleged over $170 million in taxpayer-funded fraud within California, focusing on ghost daycare centers and hospice care operations.
Now, after exposing massive fraud in Minnesota, independent journalist Nick Shirley is at it again, revealing today that his team uncovered more than $170 million in suspected fraud in Gavin Newsom's California.
The fraud allegedly involves daycare centers, hospice facilities, and home health care operations in Los Angeles and San Diego areas.
Meanwhile, a Fox investigation has exposed how criminals in Los Angeles are accused of targeting hospice funds meant for vulnerable seniors, with nearly 2,000 hospice providers in L.A. County alone. Critics say the system is being exploited on a staggering scale, and taxpayers, you're footing the bill for all of it. We did reach out to Gavin Newsom's office for comment on the recent allegations. They referred us to these posts on X, seemingly making a joke out of the whole situation, writing, quote, "Wow, Nick Shirley finds potential fraud in Donald Trump's federal Medicare system." Gavin Newsom imposed a moratorium on new hospice licenses beginning in 2021. Gavin, maybe you should take these very real claims of fraud in your state. I know you're busy stalking Trump, podcaster, poster, author, world traveler, podcaster. Maybe you should get back to work. Here with more.
Ghost entities. Shirley reports finding empty buildings, strip mall storefronts, and private residences registered as active, high-volume healthcare or daycare providers.
Independent journalist Nick Shirley, okay, you said that what you discovered, the 40 minutes of fraud in Minnesota, that was big, and it was big. But this is much bigger. Tell us what you found.
Yeah, well, California is a lot bigger state than Minnesota, obviously, and they receive more money, and they also tax their people more than any other state in America, yet they allow more fraud to take place than any other state in America as well.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what exactly. Explain where you went, what you were looking for, what you found, and then we'll get to Gavin's response.
Massive state growth. These allegations follow reports that child care spending in California surged by 1,000% while population growth remained stagnant. Organized crime links. Reports have suggested involvement of organized criminal elements, including reports of a Russian-Armenian mafia operating in L.A. Controversy and response. Viral exposure. A 40-minute video documenting these findings went viral, with critics alleging the state allowed ghost operators to live in luxury while tax dollars were misappropriated. Government response. California Governor Gavin Newsom's office has dismissed these investigations as political cosplay, with his official social media accounts posting memes about the allegations, according to reports.
Yeah, so obviously their daycare system as well, there's just tons of fraud. These daycares have multiple violations, yet they continue to receive money through a program called CalWorks. And then let's talk about the hospice fraud, where you have a 1,000% increase in hospices inside of just the LA area alone. $1 in $10 for home health care in America goes to the LA area. These fraudsters are driving around not just $100,000 cars, but literally $200,000 Maybachs. And they're just defrauding the American taxpayer like no other place I've ever seen. And they have no remorse for it. They drive around all these nice cars, wear designer clothing, you name it, and they're inside of these old motel-looking like businesses, defrauding the taxpayer of quite literally millions and billions of dollars.
Now, Newsom's office tried to mock you. They posted a photo of a man carrying several cameras at a daycare center, and you're investigating whether or not there's fraud in daycare centers and hospice. And then they said, asking a teacher, "Hey, can I see your kids?" You did not hold back in your response. I'll let you paraphrase your response. What did you say to Gavin?
Yeah, I don't know why they're trying to make me and paint me out to look like a legit pedophile. That's what they're trying to do. And what they're trying to do is then create a small group of their base to then hate Nick Shirley, which then justifies them to go and attack Nick Shirley and do something to Nick Shirley. When in reality, I'm working for both Republicans and Democrats, just exposing the fraud. I'm working on behalf of all American taxpayers because I'm sick of seeing this fraud in every single location that I go to.
You know, I applaud what you're doing. I mean, it's really amazing. And, you know, you're a young man. I think your future is going to be bright. You're a great investigative journalist, and you're doing a great service. What is amazing, for you, it's almost like a layup. You just show up to where these facilities are supposed to be. You're looking for kids, you're looking for the elderly, and you're not finding them, are you?
No, they're not even there. Then if you do ask them the questions, I'm open to having a conversation with anybody. And that's what I do. That's why I go to these locations. I ask them, where are the kids? Or what's the need for all this money for hospice? Where are you guys billing your patients? They can't even answer the questions. If they had nothing to hide, they would just simply answer the questions. Instead, they start deflecting, yelling. They ran away in their cars, hopped in theirs, the M8, and just drove right out of the hospice care. And they just can't even answer the simple questions because they know they're committing the fraud.
I have a prediction. You might as well book your ticket. You're going to be testifying on Capitol Hill again. Nick, Shirley, thanks for sharing this with us.
So what do you think about the fraud in Cali? Do you think anyone will be held accountable, and if so, where do you think it should start? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It signals the algorithms that content is valuable, prompting them to distribute it to wider audiences. Thanks for watching. America Now Focus. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.